Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chocobo and this is Chocobo Videos. Today we're going to be starting my great anime catch-up of the week, and I thought we'd start with the anime that actually aired today. So we're going to be checking out Shield Hero episode 5. I am really looking forward to see what this episode of Shield Hero is going to bring. Obviously episode 4 was fantastic. Quite a lot of you guys have watched that video, and I don't blame you. It was such an emotional episode, man. I would imagine that 5 is going to calm things down a bit and just be a bit more of a chill episode, but I could be entirely wrong and it could end up going into even more craziness or even more emotions. But now we have Naofumi and Raphtalia united, not as a master and a slave, but as two people who have made commitments to one another. She's pretty much said, you know, she's not going to leave him regardless of what happens, and now he sees her for how she actually is instead of seeing her as that weak kid. And he's finally, you know, trusted someone, and he's got what he needs from someone in this world, which is, you know, actual kindness and compassion. Who'd have thought? That's all it took to make him, you know, actually be a nice person. But anyway, enough of that. Let's actually watch this episode and see what's going to happen. Because I either am anticipating that it's going to follow on directly from last week's, because there's quite a lot that was left up in the air, or it's going to do what I think it's going to do, which is just completely skip over everything that wasn't actually addressed and just start somewhere else in the kingdom randomly. But let's find out. 3, 2, 1... Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Shield Hero episode 5. I am absolutely loving Shield Hero at the moment. We got a new companion, which is, ironically, from the looks of it, the name of the next episode, episode 6, in the form of our originally Chocobo-esque friend, but then she puffed out, and then she turned into a human girl, which I would have said I wouldn't have seen coming, except for the fact that obviously in the opening credits, that bird character can shapeshift into a human, so I was expecting that to happen at some point. Didn't think it would all happen in one episode, but yeah. I'm very, very curious to see what's going to happen in the next episode, especially the look Raphtalia gave Naofumi. It's like, why do you have a naked girl on your lap? And he's like, I don't know! As for the episode itself, I thought this was a great follow-up. I'm happy that it actually did address what happened in the previous episode at the beginning when they got their rewards. And again, the sword hero and the bow hero were like, no, sorry. You can tell us that we're wrong as much as you like, princess, but we know what we saw, and we might not ever be best friends with Naofumi, but he's right, you're wrong, hashtag deal with it. And then we got to see pretty much the same thing happen with these strange masked people who work for, I can only assume, the queen, or a queen of another kingdom. Like, it was a bit ambiguous as to what exactly that was. I hope that we get that explained in the not too distant future. Like, I would really, really like to know who these people are and why they seem to be able to make the princess, like, back down, because she doesn't seem to back down very often. And it's obvious that she's been spoiled by her dad, the king. Like, she gets whatever she wants, and it doesn't matter who gets hurt in the process in order to give her whatever she wants. How exactly he's been able to run a kingdom with that kind of logic, God only knows, but yeah. The fact that they wanted to give that loot village over to Spear Hero and charge 50 gold to get in and out, I mean, that's crazy. Like Naofumi said, they charge 1 silver for a night plus food. Like 100 nights worth of bed and breakfast translates into getting into the town or getting out, and it's like, the town is in the middle of being rebuilt, and you expect us to pay a tax which is probably worth more than all of us combined. It's like, what are you talking about? I mean, even the reward that the king gave to Naofumi wasn't enough to cover the tax. I mean, I don't know what the conversion rate is, but he only gained 500 silvers. If he had to pay 50 gold, he'd probably be out within a couple of trips, and I very much doubt that the villagers have 500 silver just lying around. I mean, just look at their reaction to trying to pay Naofumi after he managed to win their race. They were like, we will give you some money, it's just we need time to collect it. And it's like, yeah, no, they're poor. Like, I mean, it was pretty obvious that Naofumi wasn't going to take their money for whatever reason he came up with, but at the same time, I do find it funny that it was like, oh, okay, so we're gonna get a cart out of this. I do hope now that Kilo is... Was it Kilo or Filo? Filo, not Kilo. Filo is able to turn back into her big bird form, like, straight away, because otherwise that carriage is going to be, shall we say, difficult to move. Like, yeah, that's pretty much why we bought it, is because it was her suggestion. But, yeah, if she can't change at will, then that could be difficult. Or maybe she can shift at will, we'll have to see. Like I said in the episode, I really, really liked the race. It was entertaining. I loved that was a great way to introduce Philo's character. Even if she wasn't now a character that can talk, and is a human, interestingly. But, I really would have I liked her character anyway, even as just a bird. Like, she was great. She has a personality. I love the fact she kicked the spear hero. That was brilliant. The humor in the show is kind of creeping back in, and even Raftalia made a comment about the fact that, you know, she's never seen Nafumi laugh so much, and it's like, well, that's because his life was, like, a mess. Like, most people can sit there and say, oh, my life's a mess, but no, I think it's safe to say, when he says it, he means it. Like, you know, he was practically suicidal in the last episode until you broke him out of it, Raftalia, and now, you know, he thanked the shopkeepers who were helping him. People in general aren't looking at him like he's the scum of the earth, and obviously you're with him. He's got the Filo, and yeah, she, you know, smashed the spear hero right in the nuts and sent him hurtling into the air. I'm amazed that he didn't throw up, which I just thought that whole thing was hysterical. I'm actually surprised that Mine didn't try and make a bigger deal out of that. I thought for sure that she was going to go ballistic, but she didn't, interestingly. Maybe she was so confident that he was going to lose that she didn't see the need to, but yeah. It does make me smile, though, that she was still able to surprise Nafumi that, you know, they were cheating in the race, and it's like, this surprises you? She cheated in a duel in front of hundreds of people, and you don't think that she'd cheat in a race that doesn't have that many people watching it in, you know, by comparison. They were doing it out of shot, obviously, so that other people couldn't intervene, but I do like the fact that those weird ninja mask people were like, no, there was cheating, and it was not from the Shield Heroes party. Like there's more than 2 of them in their party, but you know. And again, that goes right back to, I want to know who these people are, I want to know who it is they work for. This world does such a great job of drawing me in and drawing you guys in at the same time, and I really, really am happy that I'm checking this one out. It went from a show that I was really interested in to a show that I was really happy I've checked out to might be my favorite show I'm watching at the moment, and that includes Slime. I still really, really like Slime, and admittedly I haven't seen this week's episode yet, but Slime has kind of gone in a different direction. It's not, strictly speaking, just isekai anymore, which I like. I like the whole town building, whereas this one at the moment, I know it's got less episodes to compare it to, but the emotional storylines that we've had in just 5 episodes, when you think about it, is very different to anything that I've watched in this kind of style or genre, and I really hope that Shield Hero can keep this momentum going forward. I don't know if there are going to be other members of his party or whether these 2 are going to be it for a while, but I do find it really interesting that he is managing to get a very different party to anybody else, and I'm curious to see, you know, what else might end up joining his party. I also find it amusing that the episode also, you know, once the credits concluded, started with Raftalia wanting to basically be his slave again. That's like, she did it to prove that how much faith, she did it to reward his faith in her, and then he was like, oh, so you'd give me 35 gold for her, would you? And then she was like, wait a minute, what? Like, I would have been so funny if he just pretended to go through with it, because she wouldn't have been able to fight it now because the curse was back on her, and she was like, this isn't what I meant. And it's like, well, yeah, that's the difference between being somebody that I trust and my slave, in that, you know, one of them you still get to make decisions. Now you're back to having to do what I tell you at the end of the day. And since the new character, Filo, also addresses him as master, I'm guessing, even though for very different reasons, she has a very similar relationship to Nafumi in that she ain't gonna betray him, and she's gonna always think of him as the guy in charge. So again, he's now got 2 creatures that, for want of a better phrase, both are willing to serve him and probably will never actually do anything against him. It's So it's going to be very interesting to see how they interact, because I already could tell that Raftalia was kind of like, about Filo. It's like jealousy. And now that she's also a small human girl, I'm guessing that that's going to cause some issues in the relationships. But again, we'll have to see. Either way, that was a great episode, and I'm really hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Like I said, I love this one. Can't wait for next week's episode. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Drop some comments down below letting me know what you think of this one. And if you're new around here, feel free to click that subscribe button, maybe check out some of the other videos. And yeah, we've got quite a lot of decent anime going on at the moment. Checking out quite a few of the ones that are airing, as well as some that have finished that I'm watching for the first time. And some of them have kind of been put on hold for a minute, but they are coming back now that, you know, I'm not falling down the stairs or engaged in other problems. But fingers crossed, I might actually be able to just have a run of getting some of these anime reactions done. And I might also be able to stream Resident Evil 2 soon, because I did one, and then stuff happened. Either way, guys, it's going to be it for me for this episode, and I will see you guys next time. So this is Psycho Gold, signing out.